The light was dim here, because vines and bushes and leafy foliage were all about them, and often the Tin Man had to push aside the branches that obstructed their way, or cut them off with his axe. After they had proceeded some distance, the Emperor suddenly stopped short and exclaimed, "Good gracious!" The Scarecrow, who was next, first bumped into his friend, then peered around his tin body, and said in a tone of wonder, "Well, I declare!" Woot the Wanderer pushed forward to see what was the matter, and cried out in astonishment, "For goodness' sake!" Then the three stood motionless, staring hard, until Polychrome's merry laughter rang out behind them and aroused them from their stupor. In the path before them stood a Tin Man who was the exact duplicate of the Tin Woodman. He was of the same size, he was jointed in the same manner, and he was made of shining tin from top to toe. But he stood immovable, with his tin jaws half parted and his tin eyes turned upward. In one of his hands was held a long, gleaming sword. Yes, there was the difference, the only thing that distinguished him from the Emperor of the Winkies. The Tin Man bore a sword, while the Tin Woodman bore an axe. "It's a dream! It must be a dream!" gasped Woot. "That's it, of course," said the Scarecrow. "There couldn't be two Tin Woodmen." "No," agreed Polychrome, dancing nearer to the stranger. "This one is a Tin Soldier. Don't you see his sword?" The Tin Woodman cautiously put one tin hand and felt of his double arm. Then he said in a voice that trembled with emotion, "Who are you, friend?" There was no reply. "Can't you see he's rusted, just as you were once?" asked Polychrome, laughing again. "Here, Nick Chopper, lend me your oil can a minute." The Tin Woodman silently handed her his oil can, without which he never traveled, and Polychrome first oiled the stranger's tin jaws, and then worked them gently to and fro till the Tin Soldier said: "That's enough, thank you. I can now talk. But please oil my other joints." Woot seized the oil can and did this, but all the others helped wiggle the soldier's joints as soon as they were oiled, until they moved freely. The Tin Soldier seemed highly pleased at his release. He strutted up and down the path, saying in a high, thin voice: "The soldier is a splendid man when marching on parade, and when he meets the enemy he never is afraid. He rights the wrongs of nations, his country's flag defends. The foe he'll fight with great delight, but seldom fights his friends."
End of chapter 15.